Surprise, it's actually Rabbit and Steel Stream. No, no it isn't. Although I have been having a little bit of fun with that one. It's hard. It's hard, and I'm not very good at paying attention to raid mechanics and that kind of thing. But it's fun. I'm enjoying it so far. But no, that's not what we're doing today. It is Saturday morning, so I have Saturday morning coffee. And I did not do the transition on that. Oh well, whatever. I took down the curtain. You guys know what that is. It's the Pokemon TCG screen again. Because we had so much fun with this last time that I just wanted to do it again. So here we are. Because it's fun, and I like talking about card games and giving my thought process on card games. Plus, it's one of those things that, like, when you get me going, I just don't shut up about. Because when it comes to, as I'm sure you guys have noticed, when it comes to, like, deck building or anything like that, or any kind of decision making, really, I'm very much of the, mindset's not the right word for it. I tend to, as long as I have a defense of an idea for what I'm doing, a reason for what I'm doing, like, I will tend to operate with that reason in mind. And it can, on occasion, be a little tricky to talk me off of certain ideas if I just have it in my head that, hey, I am doing this for this reason, so this makes sense to me. And sometimes that gets in the way of simply just doing, like, better cards or better strategies than that. But that's, you know, kind of neither here nor there. The point being that I get to explain my reasons for wanting to do things. And, you know, sometimes they, you know, sound good coming out, and then sometimes I hear myself talk about them, and I go, Steven, that sounds absolutely stupid. Why would you do that? Again, neither here nor there. So what are we going to do today? We're going to do a lot of what we did last time. We're going to crack some packs. We're gonna chat for a while here. I'm going to go over some of the decks that I've been building and tweaking and playing this week. And then there is one more deck that I actually do want to build while we're here. I want to take a swing at doing Palafin EX. I'll go over my initial Palafin build before we do that, and y'all can see my thought process on building that deck. Keeping in mind, of course, that was the very first deck that I built since returning to the Pokemon TCG after literally 24 or 25 years. I just want y'all to remember here that at the core, with this game, I'm an old head. like I am like one of the early players who then didn't end up playing for like 24 years, and then you come back and everything's different. So there's a lot of this game where I kind of had to look at it and go, okay, don't be Abe Simpson. No shake fist at Cloud. No tying onions to belts, which was the style at the time. The game now is the game now. And that's what I need to, above all, keep in mind. Now, that being said, there are a lot more cards now and available in Standard than there ever were in the initials of, like, back when I first played. So when I first played, obviously we had, base, jungle, fossil. When I started actually playing in a more or less organized environment, i.e. when I went to my first LGS, Team Rocket set had literally just come out. And adapting to playing with the Team Rocket cards was a massive jump, or massive adjustment for me, because it's like, wait, all I've done was literally play Voltorb with 10 HP. Now you're telling me, with a 10 damage attack. Now you're telling me that there's a Voltorb with a 20 damage attack. So when you combine Voltorb and damage, and you're trying to talk fast, you end up combining the two into voltage, and that's not at all how that works. Because the Pokemon is Voltorb. But it's like adjusting to that kind of thing, is brand new. And then the gym leader sets come out. And those kind of have their own rules, where gym leader Pokemon can only evolve into other gym leader Pokemon. Which, was again, seeing, Pokemon effectively reissued for the first time. And going, well, why can't I just evolve Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu into Raichu and call it a day? Well, you can't, but you couldn't do that. But it's like, that's about the extent of what I actually got to play with at LGS. Gold and Silver kind of came out near the end of my run there, kind of, sort of. Actually, I think I stopped going around Gym Leader 2. Because, I had a job. That was about when I started doing the Little League broadcasting. And that was a 6-day-a-week thing. That was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday nights, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, especially Sunday afternoon, because going to the LGS was Sunday afternoons. So that effectively stopped me as far as playing Pokemon ever went, and then, that was that. And that was that. So now it's like, coming back in, and actually, it was probably 8 years ago, I think. A couple of my friends came to my house with some of the newer Pokemon decks. And I was like, "Oh, sweet! I haven't played this in forever. Let me go grab my old Eevee deck," which was literally just a deck I threw together that ran the promotional Eevee at the time, where you could just search up an evolution and evolve it. It was a really nice little promo card. I really liked it. So it's like I throw down this card that has 30 HP as a basic, and my friend's just gonna stare at me. And I forget if it was GX or if it was tag teams at the time. But they lay down a basic that has 250 HP, and I just stare at it like, excuse me? Naturally, I got stomped. I didn't take a single prize that entire game. But that was just like, oh, this is different. And then, I never went back to playing it until literally about last month. Like we discussed, last week. Last month is last month. But I would say that my understanding of the Pokemon game now has gotten a lot better, and I feel a lot more confident as far as my deck building goes. So I think we can go from there and just kind of go into what I've been playing this week, what I've been building this week, and what we're going to do from there. For now, I'm going to go into the Battle Pass real quick, because I just want to see... Okay. I did play a little bit last night, and I cleared one of the Premium Pass quests. The other one here used 2 attacks from Water Pokemon. I didn't play Palafin at all, and really playing my Palafin deck would be an easy way to get this. But I played 3 games with the Scizor deck that I built prior to last week, I think it was. It was either I built it before last week's stream. I don't remember really. But the point is, Walking Wake EX is in that deck. And I intended to play that Pokemon last night, and then I never did. So I never made any progress on this quest. So this quest is going to be the first thing that we go and knock out today. And that's going to be me playing Palafin and getting absolutely stomped. And that is absolutely fine. I don't know why we have empty blocks here, but just a display issue, I'm sure. So we're going to be knocking out the water quest here today, for sure. Let's go into decks real fast. And since last time, so we acquired all the parts for Blissey on stream last time. We built Sinistra EX last time. And we played Toadscroll last time. So we effectively have 2 new decks, or at least one new deck, 1 modified deck, 2 modified decks actually here. We can go over that, and then we can also build Palafin EX while we're here. We'll also scan some packs because I'm going to need some credits if I'm going to throw that deck together. Especially to acquire some EXs. But the way that I think I want to build that deck, we actually don't need that many EXs, and I think I have most of everything else I'm going to need for that based on what I have from the original Palafin deck here, the one that's down here labeled Palafin Shuttle Run. This one right here. Now, the deck is obviously going to be very different because EX is incredibly different. But should be fun all the while. Let's go into a couple of these decks here. I do want to highlight the Blissey deck real quick. So allow me to just jump in here. So I actually played one of these last night. One of these Blissey decks last night, and my deck didn't end up doing a damn thing. I ended up actually conceding because I didn't see any evolution Pokemon or anything. I was playing the Scizor deck, and the deck just drew badly, really. Didn't see my Hyper Aroma, didn't see anything for any evolution, anything like that. And, of course, by that point, you're just kind of done, especially when they go Chansey, immediately evolve into Blissey, have Monkey Dory online, and they go to town there. That was a build, though, the one that I played yesterday, that actually ran some Psychic Energy. That they actually wanted Monkey Dory to do a little attacking in there, which kind of surprised me. I didn't see any Snorunt Frostlass memes or anything, so it's entirely possible that list might have just been to have Monkey Dory online. And I also didn't see any double turbo. Just kind of something that struck me odd a little bit. But the Blissey Monkey Dory thing is definitely a known deck. Obviously, I found my list online, and I just pretty much copied that list. So, that's all I have here. Just a copied list, and I'm not, saying that I'm creative for coming up with this, because I didn't. That's immediately up front. As I said last week, this is not my list. But it's interesting seeing the variations on this particular theme. Like, the theme itself is pretty well publicized at this point. When you see Lucky Bonus Chansey, you're probably seeing Monkey Dory. Although Lucky Bonus Chansey is just, the objectively better Chansey, really. But the point being, Blissey Monkey Dory is definitely a thing, and seeing some of the, because remember the one that we that I think I mentioned before, I was playing against a variation on this deck that actually ran Hoopa, presumably instead of Frostlass. So, just an interesting little thing they wanted to mention, that this shell is a thing, and then seeing like some of the different like supplemental casts is really interesting. Sinistra we already built there. Uh, I do want to. I think I already mentioned bad customer service last week. Yeah, because I made the mention about not wanting to be banned by the Pokemon Company because this deck is not a joke at their service. I have no interaction with their service. It's a play off of the other deck, Togekiss Waitstaff here. You'll remember this deck when I built it. That is there to get up to Togekiss as quick as possible, get me card advantage, and then have Togekiss start handing off energy to Absol and Noivern to get them online and fueled up. So effectively, Gardevoir is in the kitchen, Togekiss is the busboy, or not busboy, the waiter. The Gardevoir pulls up the energy, Togekiss attacks with the energy and then distributes it to Absol and Noivern and Noibat. It was a silly idea, but bad customer service is a refinement on that idea. And it really plays off of the hand advantage thing. So, like I said, Togekiss here still exists to hand off energy to Absol and Arbok, and also to Luxray to a lesser extent there. But the deck operates that you're basically going to end every turn at 8 cards, and they're going to find themselves very low very quickly. The damage cap on this particular deck is not very high, which I believe that's why we're running Max Belt as the ace in this. Yes, Maximum Belt as the ace in here. That gets Absol EX up to 270, which is really the power of this deck, which is not the greatest, so there is kind of that issue. But Psychic types and Dark types are not necessarily known for huge power, with some, notable exceptions. Charizard EX, hello. But now this deck is basically keep the opponent down, take away their cards, take away their versatility, and they might get through Arbok with what they have on board. If they do, Absol is right behind them swinging for 220. So just a couple of things there. Toedscroll EX we went over last week, and that was our main online deck last week. I think we went like 3-0 with it. I love that deck. I adore this deck. This deck is a thing, and I am absolutely here for it. Let's get into this particular Pride and Joy, because I think we went over it last time, and we're going to play it a little bit this week too. We went over this last time, but I did kind of want to go over not necessarily some of the changes, because we didn't really make like a zillion changes to it, but there are some notable things that I did want to mention with this. First off, there are not necessarily a couple changes to the Pokemon suite, but changes more to the way that I want to play that suite. So obviously, Scizor EX here is our beef. That's our main damage. That is our source of doing everything. Like, that is our main attacker. That is our primary finisher. That is our big blow. Metagross, obviously, we're using emergency entry Metagross. We're only using one of those because, it's not a Metagross deck. It's a Metang deck. Because of Metal Maker. Metal Maker is there to get energy to literally everybody. That includes Walking Wake. Metagross, with emergency entry, is our option here. We might not always get the use of emergency entry, but that's okay, because as an attacker, Metagross, this one is more efficient than the other. The other is very energy intensive and is throwing energy away, when we already have Scizor that throws energy away, we already have Heatran that throws energy away. So Metagross coming in with the Meteor Mash, 100 is still a nice number to take down, to switch in, swing with Meteor Mash, take down a basic or stage 1 with less than 100, and then they're online for 200 on the next swing. So this Metagross is just simply a better option, particularly for this deck, if I'm going to run any Metagross. I just figured that Emergency Entry is not a bad idea, and Meteor Mash, even though it takes a turn of warm-up, is still a nice bit of power there. Zacian is there to recover some of the discarded energy if it gets there. Heatran. We have to have a conversation about this boy. Heatran is intended to be a wall. Heatran is literally there to be a block, literally there to be a gigantic butt. 140 HP on the basic, good. When it gets attacked, it inflicts burn back, also good. The 4 retreat cost. So the problem that Heatran is going to have is in the mid game with this. If Heatran is up front in the mid game, I am trying to stall so that I can get my Hyper Aroma or get literally anything else that I can, really. Because I don't want Heatran up front mid-game. I want Heatran up front to be that burn and 140 HP deflector. And I want Heatran at end game. Heatran here is also an end game option because of Steel Burst. Yes, it's 3 energy. Yes, Heatran discards all energy when it's used. That part is not great. That being said, that is the one move in this particular set that is not capped. Scizor caps at 240, which is perfectly cromulent. Metagross caps at 200, which also isn't bad for something that can literally just enter as itself. So that's not bad. Heatran can hold any amount of energy. Yes, it's 50 a pop, and yes, that can get expensive as hell. This deck is also running 21 energy, of which 16 of that is metal. And then 2 water and 3 jet. So Heatran can still hold a lot of energy. Heatran can also use all that energy, and that chunks down really bothersome EX Pokemon. You know, some of the really high HP totals there. Scizor and Metagross often will suffice there, but Heatran is another option. And especially with that burn coming in to help too. At the worst case, if they attack and knock out Heatran, it's only a 1 prize knockout. It's not the end of the world. You're doing back 20 damage on the burn with potential for more. And that enables Walking Wake to come in for 240. So Walking Wake there really exists only because of Heatran. Walking Wake is not a great card otherwise in much any version of the matchup. If Heatran is not getting burned, or if they simply don't attack into Heatran, Walking Wake is just simply not a great card. But if they have no choice but to attack into Heatran, then Walking Wake actually becomes a really nice card, because I could just go Nest Ball, Energy Search, get one of the 2 water energies that I have. Throw that on there. Roll Matang, see if I can't get 2 more energy. And then Walking Wake just comes in out of nowhere. Convoluted, sure. But the fact that Walking Wake can be targeted by a Metal Maker is really huge there. The fact that Heatran can be targeted by Metal Maker, also really huge. So really, there's... I did go from 3 copies of Heatran down to 2. So that is one note. I did feel that Heatran in mid-game was gumming up the works a little bit too much. So I decided to cut one Heatran just to kind of maybe add a little more smoothness there. A couple of other notes down here. Quite a few things ended up changing. And by quite a few, I mean like 3. Okay. So, initially this deck was running 2 Arven and 1 TM Turbo Recharge. Okay. And that is perfectly fine. I took out the TM. Because the justification on it is a little weird, because it's an attack that literally fetches you 2 energy from your deck, which is a more consistent version of what I'm trying to do with Metal Maker there with Metang. But in terms of feeling like everything was a little bit gummed up, I didn't necessarily feel like that TM was the best use of a card slot necessarily. And then further complicated by that was the only tool being run in the deck. So Arven effectively fetching 1 item card and calling it a day was not Arven's best use. We ended up cutting both Arven and the TM, and we put in 2 bosses orders and 1 boxed order. The boxed order is nifty because, yes, it ends my turn. I can also play it on turn 1. For me, the turn 1 play there is very valuable, I think. I don't necessarily want to use boxed order at really any other time. And I'm definitely open to better item fetchers, or even just putting Arven back in. But the boxed order on turn 1 lets me get Hyper Aroma right away. It lets me grab the Hyper Aroma plus a Nest Ball. And that Nest Ball can be anything. It can even be a boat. But the Hyper Aroma being the real key of the deck, boxed order gets me that as well as 1 other tool. And if I can get that on turn 1, then that is absolutely ideal. I don't like the end of turn clause, which is why I do want to browse through and see if I can't find a better fetch an item thing. And I don't want to go into stadiums for that. Because my thing on stadiums are, I want something that benefits me primarily, and not a generic thing that also benefits or bails out my opponent. Which is why this deck is sticking with Full Metal Lab only, and I'm not going to put in something like Town Store or something like that. Just for the record. So I'm not quite looking for that kind of thing. But yeah, boxed order let me fetch 2 items is a nice thing. But I do think I want to try to look for or accept suggestions for a different item fetcher. But yeah, I just felt like Arven wasn't the best use of the slot when I don't have a tool. But that being said, at least Arven does not end my turn. So, I don't know. That is something to be thought about in the near future. Probably also even doing a superior energy removal with some slot, superior energy retrieval in the deck with some variety of slot. I'm not sure. But that's also, again, neither here nor there. Tyranitar. We did not go over this deck, so I need to go over this one real quick. This is because of Hisuian Arcanine. I wanted to build a deck with Hisuian Arcanine pretty much when I saw the card. I just never got to it until this week. By the way, I know that this is a random spot to be mentioning this, but if you feel like my audio balancing, or I did change a few things with my audio settings. So please let me know if something sounds out of balance, too loud, too soft, any of that. Because prior to going live today, I just got done cutting the highlight and exporting to YouTube the TCG stream that we did last week. And I had to crank up all my volume just to even hear anything. So I altered some things. So if things sound out of balance, or if I sound too loud, or if the game is too loud, or I don't have anybody on CoCom with me right now, but if I have a CoCom that is too loud or too soft, please don't be afraid to let me know, because the sooner that I am made aware of it, the sooner I can actually fix it. And above all, I would like to fix it. So just please let me know in case of anything like that. Back to Hisuian Arcanine. I saw this thing and I'm like, I want to do something with this. So I started focusing on Proud Fangs. And, because that's the no energy attack, and that's the ultimate fallback plan. So I would like to, make use of that whenever I can here. So, the Pokemon sweep for this got interesting. There were a lot of ways that I can go with this. I started mostly looking at fighting types, because obviously the Hisuian Arcanine and Growlithe are, well, fighting types. I found the Pupitar here, and it's the one from Obsidian, with Blasting Tackle. That does attack, also does 20 damage to one of your bench Pokemon. So this is one that immediately puts damage on one of your Pokemon. Okay, and that's fine. And that gets Hisuian Arcanine online for 120 damage, and that's great. That's where you want Hisuian Arcanine. Pupitar also feeds into Tyranitar EX. Tyranitar EX becomes the power card of the deck. Since this is the only EX in the deck, and I'm running 3 of them, Tyranitar is an incredibly key card, and thus becomes the card of the deck. Hisuian Arcanine is still a very useful card, and it's still one of the it's still the inspiration for me building this deck. But its role in this deck actually ends up being as kind of a mid-game or second option for me, where Tyranitar becomes my end goal and primary option. Not a whole lot that I get to do here with Mountain Hurl for discarding the top 2 cards in my deck, since I'm not exactly doing a whole lot of discard shenanigans with this. I'm just really not. But 1 energy for 220 is not bad. Hisuian Arcanine also does no energy for 120, which is also really nice, but no other effect really there. uh, the damage is the effect. If I were running more stuff that like I wanted to see in the bin, Mountain Hurl would be a greater part of the deck, but it really isn't, since Lightning Rampage is a thing, and since this Tyranitar is really energy efficient, the energy matches Larvitar and Pupitar all the way throughout 1 and 2. So just 2 energy on that particular suite, and Tyranitar is 100% set to go there. So not a very energy intense deck. We're running 14. And I could even really go lower if I wanted to, because I'm sure somebody's going like, 14, oh my god, the Vipers. Quick, fetch me the fainting couch. I feel like I'm getting better at my energy mixes, but you gotta remember I still come from the mindset of decks having 20 or greater energy. That is really just how I operate. And I'm working on that, but I mean, in this deck here is probably also Tyrantiar. You know what? This is what I get. This is what I get. Because I typed that deck name on my phone, and I don't know how it either did not autocorrect or give me something to work with there. But Tyranitar, yes. Okay. So 23 Pokemon, I know, is also a little on the high side. But where we are with that is just simply every suite in this deck evolves. And when you have that, you're naturally just going to have a higher number of Pokemon. It's just how it goes. We're mitigating that somewhat with Doduo and Dodrio, which are kind of the backbone of the deck. They're the enablers. Dodrio, of course, with Zooming Draw, which gets you a card and puts a damage counter on Dodrio, and puts Arcanine and Tyranitar online at the same time. So this is really the bread and butter, if you will. Like, this is like the core. This is like the backbone of the deck. And then getting up to Tyranitar, and then Tyranitar and Arcanine is just kind of how you end up rolling there. Now, one thing that I am considering here, real quick, is right now I've got Pupitar, Larvitar, Tyranitar as my main suite with 4-4-3, and Growlithe and Arcanine as the lower tier, lesser options, quote unquote, 3 and 2. But I also feel like since it's easier for me to do things with Growlithe and Arcanine, that it's easier for me to get them online and get them rolling. That I wonder if I shouldn't reverse that in some fashion. Even if it's going 3-3-2 or 4-3-2 on Pupitar Tyranitar, and going to 4 and 3 on Growlithe and Arcanine. Because yeah, Pupitar here is the second stage. I need to keep that one in mind. And that's not as core to this thing as Dodrio is. So I can even cut, like I can even cut like 2 Pupitar. See if I'm running a rare candy here. I'm pretty sure I am. No, I'm not. This deck is not running any rare candy. So what I'm thinking about doing then, what I'm thinking I can get away with here is going down to 2 Pupitar. I think we go 2 Pupitar. I splash in 1 rare candy somewhere, probably at the expense of. Oh no, I am running 2 rare candies. They're both right there, so I could just simply cut 2 Pupitar. And we can do that. I have the rare candies. It's not like, you know... Because here's the thing. The rare candies just make Pupitar needless. Because they're only in there to get me from Larvitar to Tyranitar. That's my only stage 2. So rare candy is not the... yeah, it's not like the biggest card in the deck. But it is still a useful card in the deck. So with running 2 of them, I think we're okay. I could even cut 1 rare candy since I'm running 2 Arven. And Arven can grab me a rare candy. And I can put in a boss's orders. Because boss's orders is never a bad card either. Let's in fact do that. Let's drop 1 rare candy. Arven can fetch me a rare candy if needed. And we're going to put in a boss's orders. We have Lake Acuity for damage reduction, which seems a little counterintuitive, but for something that is there to... Like, for a deck that's built around taking damage myself, I don't want to make it any easier for my opponents to actually give me damage. So that's why we're going to do that. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to do deck-wise. I think we've gone over... every deck then. So all that's left then is to... let's scan some packs. Just like last week, I'll put the curtain up as I scan. And then we'll show the results. And then we'll... build Palafin, and we'll take it for a test drive. So let me grab myself some packs. We're going to do some Twilight Masquerade, because I want to grab some Palafin EX here while we're here. Since I have literally, I think, everything else from the deck that I want in here. And then let's put the curtain up. And I'm gonna start scanning over here. So redeem. Because yeah, ever since I was told about the pack box being really aggressive, you know, and really fast with this kind of thing, it's just like, yeah, the last thing I want to do is you know, start handing out, you know, packs and not, you know, reaping the rewards of those. And I probably have enough packs here where I could even do, you know, like pack giveaways. And I'm certainly not opposed to doing anything like that. Because, I mean, after a point, all the packs are really good for are just credits. Which is not a bad side effect of, you know, all this either. But, like, getting those codes out to people would be a whole other thing entirely. Alright, scanned in 10 Twilight Masquerade. So let's, if we get some Palafin EX here, I'll be very happy. Because I think I've got 2. And if I'm being 100% honest, I think 2 is pretty much all I feel like I need. Because Palafin EX is a very odd card. It can only come in from the Palafin that has the 0 to hero ability. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that one requires you to search up an EX. That you can't have the Palafin EX actually in your hand. Here we go. So here's the actual Palafin. With this Pokemon moves from the active spot to the bench, you may search your deck for a Palafin EX and switch it with this Pokemon. Yeah, so search. So any attached cards, etc., stay on Palafin. And Palafin, 0 to hero Palafin just goes right back into the deck. So, when building this, I am legit thinking that I have to do it kind of like It's like, I know that 0 to hero is, uh, you know, like, really the only use for that. Palafin is literally only there to fetch Palafin EX. Like, that's its only real purpose there. But you don't want so many... You don't want, like... I don't think you necessarily want the full 4 of Palafin EX. If you can't play them from your hand, because you're going to end up with them in your hand. And they can't do anything in your hand. And they're just going to sit there and just block space. So I think when we build that deck, there's going to be a lot of stuff like Iono, even stuff like Judge, where it's like, I want to put this card back in my deck. I might be reducing my hand size a little bit for it, but I need this in my deck so that I can then find this and go actually, you know, play the game. And we're also going to use the Finizen that searches for its evolution too. So that's going to search for 0 to hero Palafin. So there is a lot to consider when trying to build that deck in particular. Well, got some EXs, but not quite, you know, the ones that we were looking for. 1270, that might be enough to buy... Oh, hi, by the way. That might be enough to buy any Palafin EXs that we still need. So yeah, here's our... Okay, I've only got one Palafin EX. I only have one 0 to hero Palafin? Huh? I thought I had a lot more than that. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna crack another 10-pack real quick. Just to see if we can't possibly get another Palafin EX or some additional 0 to hero Palafin here. I could have sworn that I already cracked like 2 or 3 on here. I legit could have sworn. But that's not how this goes, apparently. Not how this goes. We are not allowed. We are not allowed to simply have nice things. But it's okay. If we even just get one more Palafin EX, I will actually be delighted with that. And then we can, you know, still figure everything out from there. because I'm thinking this deck is still going to operate a lot on the same principles. There's not a Monkey Dory. We already built that deck. This deck is still going to be built on the same principles as the original Palafin deck, really. Oh, that is a nice looking card. Yeah, it's going to be on the same principles, because EX still can only attack every other turn. So I would still like there to be something, something that I can do. I would still like there to be like something that I can do on the turns where I don't get to attack like that. Oh right, foil TMO. I'm like, I know I have 4 of those. I still wish this card were better. It looks so freaking cool. But I just wish it were better. Alright, Cornerstone. Cornerstone was actually one of the candidate cards for my Arcanine deck there. In the end, I cut it because it runs counter to the damage counter strategy. It's a beautifully consistent card. But it just runs into that issue of what do you actually do for the deck. And I think that's the problem that I'm going to have with Cornerstone. In that, I don't know what deck it actually, like, benefits. Last pack, okay. And we have seen very little on the Palafin train. Altar Eevee, very nice. Alright, still, well, we've got 1,000 credits though, so we have enough there that we can actually do what we're doing here. So let's go ahead and see what we need to get here. I'm going to start with... I've been starting... so I started my Palafin deck, the last one, with this little guy. The Valiant Evolution one. Because I just simply think that it's really the better one. Instead of fishing for your Palafin, you just go find your Palafin. We actually don't need to run a ton of Palafin either. Just because of how much you want them to actually be in the deck. You obviously want the 0 to hero Palafin, you know, as much as possible, because you can play that. We put in all 4 of these guys, of course. So that part I don't mind, but the actual EXs, you just kind of end up at the least in my thought, you end up not running the full complement because you'll just simply tackling. You just simply end up finding them when you need them. What is your exchange? You are 100. Okay, so I just need... Okay, so I think we run all 4 Finizen. I think we run all 4 Palafin. Now for the big boy. Now, one of the big boy is 600, and one of the alt art... Yeah, the alt art is 1250. I could just completely kid out on alt art, but I don't want to. We're just gonna add the 1 here, and then I'm gonna add 2 actually. I'm gonna add 2. I want to test this number in a test game before we actually take it live, so I'm not going to exchange for them yet, so this is going to be an invalid deck for the moment. But remember that we can absolutely do invalid decks in testing. So we absolutely can do that. And that is a thing that we will do. Okay, now as far as the rest of the suite goes, not entirely sure the direction I want to go on that, to be honest. So let's just take a look at what I currently have in stock. And we can even, well, we can also check what I don't have in stock. Because there are a couple of things I'm thinking here. This is something that I was thinking with the original Palafin deck, too. I'm thinking about Chimpao. As far as long as we're here looking for energy for Palafin, and since Palafin is so inexpensive anyway, you know, I have no issue with us, you know, looking for energy with Chimpao. We can, you know, dig in there for energy. We're going to be running, excuse me. I plan on running several Super Rod, which is reusing of Palafins as well as reusing of water energy. So Chimpao is actually kind of a perfect energy searcher for this deck. So I'm gonna, and I've got the full complement of them. And I have an alt art, sweet. I've got the full complement of them because of the Chimpao deck. Pretty much everybody should, I think. So I'm running 3 Chimpaos for now here. There is a Pokemon that I want to see what I can, what can be made use of, and that is Milotic, but I have no idea how to make use of Mentally Calm, honestly. It's just kind of a... It's a real niche power that stops... it stops Charon's Care in the Blissey deck, sure. Like, it stops that, but... I don't know, it's just kinda... not ideal, I guess. I don't know. Okay, Baxcalibur, so in the default Chimpao deck, Baxcalibur makes an appearance as far as this being a, as far as like it being like a Rain Dance style deck. And Rain Dance style decks are really great. I really like them. The only reason why I'm not jumping on doing a Baxcalibur strat right now, and we may still, don't worry. I'm not jumping on it right now, just for the reason of everything right now is super cheap, and Chien-Pao fetches energy to my hand anyway. And I can literally get by on one per turn, really. That, and to get to Baxcalibur, we're already at 14 Pokemon, and I can go down in some circumstances. But we're already at 14. To put in Baxcalibur would be a minimum 2-1-1 Frigibax, Arctobax, Baxcalibur. And more realistically, a 3-2-2. That would put us to 21, and that would pretty much stop us from having any other Pokemon options, really. Not that I think we necessarily need many options. And it does make Chien-Pao better. Baxcalibur is definitely an option. I'm just going to make sure that there's nothing further I can really do here. Otherwise, we might actually just be doing that. Not gonna lie though, Baxcalibur and seeing this Gyarados EX are giving me old school Rain Dance vibes. Old school Rain Dance where you go Blastoise, and then here's your Gyarados with 5 energy. You know, go the frick to town. We do have Radiant Greninja that we can do for additional card draw, and that's not a bad plan either. Again, you don't exactly want to attack with Radiant Greninja. It's not the attacker, it's your card draw. But then also, here's the issue that I'm going to pose with Greninja. Once again, this is a search deck. Palafin's a search card, Chien-Pao's a search card, Finizen is a search card. Drawing could actively be a net negative, really. So, okay, so Baxcalibur is definitely an option. Because Baxcalibur is online because of Chien-Pao. So, that's fine, but that's also a lot of energy to throw at a lot of things. I don't know. So, I'm also looking at the Snom and Frostmoth. I know, you're allowed to laugh at that. You're allowed to chuckle. But I'm also looking at it as kind of my stall option, kind of, as it were. Not that I necessarily need a stall option, but it's an option that I'm considering. And I'm considering it because Frostmoth is just a cool Pokemon. Like, that would be an instance of, I want to use it because it's neat. I just think it's neat. And sure, you know, I can absolutely be ridiculed for that, and that's okay. But I also don't think that's really a bad idea. Because effectively you're forcing a switch, right? You're either forcing a switch or you're forcing them to keep something out that can't attack. And you're forcing them to switch into something that they might not have, like, fully ready, or forcing them to bring out something that they don't want to bring out yet. Just if they feel like they have to attack. I don't know. I feel like there might be some vulnerability pushes there that I could definitely exploit and or get away with. So that is an option, I think. Tatsugiri would be another real nice energy fetch option. The thing that's going to be there is, again, I don't really have anything that... I say that, and then Chien Pao still exists with Hailblade. And then there's Wellspring Mask. I've been trying to think of a use for this card. And it's going to have use, again, like in Rain Dance decks or decks that shuffle. Maybe not necessarily... Well... You know, this might end up being a little, what am I trying to say? I don't want the deck to get that heavy into, oh my god, you know, here's all this cool stuff that I wanted to run. Because that's all that it would be. Like, it would just run into, here's all the cool stuff I want to run. And then, you don't have a deck. You have a collection of cards. But let's file that to the side. I really should have a notebook in here with me at all times, shouldn't I? I really should. But, alright. So, we have our three sweet options. We have Baxcalibur as a sweet option. This little guy is also an option. I am considering Tatsugiri as an option. Just because of Mise en Place. For that searching for energy. So, I know that we have Chien Pao. But Chien Pao might be... No, I'm not going to take out Chien Pao for Tatsugiri. That wasn't the thought. The thought was possibly cutting a Chien Pao or two to put in some Wellspring Ogerpon. Just because Torrential Pump might actually be pretty useful, especially if I go with the Baxcalibur strat. I don't know. There is a deck there, I'm sure, with Chien Pao, Baxcalibur, and Wellspring Ogerpon. And it probably runs Tatsugiri. But I also have to keep a ton of cards for the Palafin suite. So we're not going to be able to run that full suite. We're probably just going to be doing the standard Chien Pao and Baxcalibur suite right there. And if we have any room afterward, maybe some Tatsugiri. Just to help get energy on the board for Chien Pao. But let's go to the trainers and let us sorry for the yawn there. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I'm going to put in 2 Candace. Candace is going to be a very useful card here, especially because she's not a mandatory draw. She gets us energy, she gets us water Pokemon. She does also say May, so we're not required to take any of these Palafin EXs that we find. We just put them right back into the deck. So that's really perfect right there. So 2 Candace works for me there. We're going to be doing a lot of draw cards that say shuffle. We're not going to do a lot that says discard, and we're not going for raw numbers here. We're mostly going to be taking the shuffle cards just so we can continue to keep what we need in the deck when we need it. Because we don't actually need any of these Palafins to actually be in our hand. We're not going to turn down a 0 to hero being in the deck. But we are going to be using stuff like Iono, which is going to put cards back in our deck. I'm actually going to be using Judge here too. And the key that I'm going to point out with that is, yes, each player shuffles their hand and draws 4 cards. So we might be limited only to 4 cards in our hand. But I also want to point out that also reduces the risk of us drawing a Palafin EX. And really, that's the key here. We're talking about wanting to select and put cards back into hand, or back into deck. We don't want Palafin EX in hand at all costs. And there's another that I've been really curious about using here, and we might have our reason to use her. Perrin. So this is the I have these specific cards I do not want in my hand. I actually have the full art of this. It is a gorgeous card. I actually do have one of these. And that is 1250, and we are not doing that. No, thank you. But this is I have this specific card in my hand. I do not want it, and I do not want to risk drawing it. So this is absolutely I will take these 2, and I will switch them for other things. We probably only need 1, but I'm going to put in 2 just to see how it really plays here. Prime Catcher is going to be our ace of choice, I think. Especially because of how Palafin EX reads. Or, well, not even Palafin EX, but Palafin. Palafin you need to move from active to bench. So kind of what we want to do is we want to have Finizen evolve into Palafin. Then the next turn, we want to Prime Catcher. We want to swap Chain Pow and Palafin. That gets us Palafin EX. That's the kind of thing that we want to do there. Obviously, we're going to run a lot of switches. We're obviously going to run some switches. We're obviously going to run Super Rod, like I said. Switch, I'm going to throw 3 at it for now. We'll see if we need the 4th. Super Rod, I think we need 2. Because if a Palafin EX gets knocked out, I can just simply roll it back into the deck. And for that, I might actually even just go down to 2 Palafin EX, since we have designs on reusing Palafin EX. Any more than 1 or 2 out is probably going to be overkill, all things considered. So, we'll do that. And because we know I need at least 2, we are going to exchange that one. We want to see Palafin, we don't want to see Palafin EX. Which I know is really weird to say about the deck's key card. Here we are. Let's keep going. We definitely have a full suite of things to do here. And I still have to figure out the stadium card, which I think is going to be Beach Court. I think it's going to be Beach Court, just because of that reduction in retreat cost. Because Palafin base would be able to retreat for free, so we wouldn't need as many searches in that respect, or switches in that respect. So if Beach Court is going to be my court of choice, we do have a gold one, huh? I don't use the gold ones all that much, but let's just, throw it in there this one time because we can. Let's live a little. Why not? We know we're going to need Finizen, and I believe if we are going to go with the Frigibax into Baxcalibur Suite, I believe we're going to need Buddy for that. So I'm going to not do that. We're going to throw down 2 Buddies. I'm going to do 3 Nest Balls. We're doing 3 Nest Balls there. Going to remain to be seen if and or how many Ultra Balls I think we need. Let's say we do the Baxcalibur thing. We are going to need at least 1 or 2 Ultra Balls there. Gonna do 2 energy retrievals while we're at it too. 2's kind of my magic number with cards, if you haven't noticed. So, okay. And I know that Cheap Pow decks don't really require a zillion energy. I'm still going to operate on the high side of that just because that's my comfort level. I'm going to put in 10 for now. Yeah, we're going to do 10 water energy for now. I do want to do some jet energy too, just because that helps enable switches. Switches are absolutely never a bad thing. The only downside of that is nothing here currently requires those, so maybe I don't even need jet energy right now. They're really just alternate switches that take up your energy per turn. That's really all they are. Okay, so that is where we're going to be for the moment. We are at 46 out of 60. Okay, so that's probably... Well, okay, I think we have pretty much every trainer card that we're wanting to have. I mean, I guess I can do Counter Catcher while we're here. Oh, I got to do some Arvin. We don't have any tools. Do we even need tools, really? Now, is there a tool that I am looking at and going, I require this? No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. See, I like using Arvin to grab something like the Max Belt. Like, that's huge. But that's not really... I mean, let's see. I can go rescue board just to have something. That's weird to just do it to have something, though. I mean, Arvin's a useful card regardless of whether he has a tool to fetch, because he still fetches you any item you need. How is there anything I don't own that I can also use? Pokemon V, no. Pokemon V, no. No. Okay, no, there aren't really any tools that I really need, so I can just get myself... don't really need much here, just probably even, like... Maybe even just, like, the one Arvin gets the job done, because that Arvin is just simply... maybe get me a Nest Ball, maybe get me a Buddy Buddy, maybe get me a Super Rod. I mean, I could also go turn 1 boxed order, but that would be me requiring me to get that on, you know, turn 1, literally. Not exactly something I feel super confident about, per se. Okay. We can do a counter catcher. Yeah, we can do 2 counter catcher there. So that could be my just in case of falling behind, need to catch up. I can take out a Pokemon or stall a little bit that way. Oh, I've also got Irida here. Irida might actually be better than Arvin since I don't have a tool. So I think I go 2 Irida. And then Arvin actually can take a backseat. So there we go there. 27 trainers I think might be good. So I might actually just do a... I might actually do a 3-2-2 suite here. For Frigibax to Baxcalibur. Maybe a 3-1-2. Do 2 rare candy. So that's 4, 6, 8, and then go 12 energy. Rare candy, there you are. We do those. And then there. So, again, compared to the current Chien-Pao deck that they literally hand you, we're a little high on energy because that deck runs like 9 water energy. We're at 12. We're at 19 Pokemon. We're at 29 trainers. That's still plenty for me, I think. So let's take this into a practice and see how it goes. I don't want to take it straight to live, but I at least want to see how this iteration runs. We can see if there's anything that I feel like I need more of, less of, and we can fine-tune it after 1 or 2. I do want to go back into see how... Okay, we have an hour still on this. So we can do a test before we go into live and get that. And then we'll do our customization before we go live, too. Because you never know. When you do these tests, you're not looking to actually like beat the AI. You know, because, well, as you guys saw last week, and we'll continue to see this week, the AI is a meme. The AI in here is an absolute frickin' joke. The AI in here is a complete joke. In that, if they can do something, they will do something. And especially with the Goldango deck that you might end up going against, they just simply do whatever they can. And they deck themselves more often than not. Okay, well that's all 4 Comfy and a Mana Fee out already, so that's... this is the Giratina deck, so... Okay, and we do get first attack, so I have Valiant Evolution that I can use. And Supporter, I can use Judge right away. So I'm actually going to Judge. Because I want to see a switch. And I wanted to see another basic. I especially wanted to see another basic. That was my ultimate requirement there. Oh yeah, and Bridgebacks does also allow me to draw a card, doesn't it? But I can get that with Buddy Buddy. So I just want to get Chien-Pao first. Chien-Pao is not in the active spot, so we're not going to do that, but that's okay, because I want to do this first. Oh yeah, Finizen immediately goes to the bench upon using Evolution. So that's actually kind of non-bowish, really. And again, it's good that I realized that here and now first. Because after that, that pretty much requires me to get Palafin back out and then retreated to get Palafin EX. So we actually may not want the Valiant Evolution one. Yeah, we may not necessarily want that. This may not work the way that I intend it to be honest. We may be looking for a different... we may be looking at a different Finizen, and therefore a different... slightly different trainer mix in that respect. Or maybe it's a case of I run Valiant Evolution still, but I run a couple of Palafin for 0 to Hero, and a couple of the Palafin that I was running before. And the reason that we do that is because this 0 to Hero is ultimately useless until you have what's his nuts? Until you have Palafin EX. Not going to actually. Yeah, we'll just burn some energy with Chien-Pao here. Okay, that's how that works. Okay, strike that. We are not going to get anything more useful out of this now that we already know that. So, now that we already know that issue exists, let's get back in here with this. Okay, because if we're going to run Finizen Valiant Evolution, we're going to want some of the other one that already goes to the bench. Because we're also going to want this Palafin here too, so... Let's go back to the Finizen train and see if any options there are better. Because here's the thing, I don't necessarily like any of the other options here. Like, I can probably get Finizen the 70 because it's also can be found by Buddy Buddy. But the problem with this Finizen is that it puts it on the bench. That might have been, an issue in that instance, only because we didn't really have a much better option to go up front with. Maybe it underscores that I need an extra trainer card or two that encourages switching. Maybe it means I do need some Jet energy after all, even though colorless energy is useless on that line. Yeah, so ultimately that's the problem here. So ultimately the problem that we're having, this Finizen is great for fetching up the Palafin. Like, absolutely fantastic for fetching up the Palafin. Absolutely terrible for getting the 0 to hero Palafin to evolve, because that requires a little back and forth. So I either have the wrong Finizen, or I have the wrong Palafin. Or some mix of the wrong Palafin. Because Finizen works out great with the Justice Kick one, because that puts it right on the bench. And then you have any number of ways to get that to go up front. Then I think our actual answer here then is change the Finizen. Because you need to go from Palafin to Palafin EX. That you need to do that. This Finizen creates 2 extra steps in that. Where if you just use one of the other ones, like if you use the 70 HP one up here, that's already still up there, and then you just retreat. So that's how you get that. And we're running enough switches that should be fine. And the retreat cost is not overly prohibitive, so that should also be fine. Let's just try it with this, because that felt very clunky, having the Valiant Evolution one. There. Which sucks because it's super convenient. It's super convenient to literally just go and just grab your evolution card of choice. But that the Finizen returns to the bench is already a problem. Alright, Frigibacks, we're going to put you up front. Because we are going to have you draw cards. Alright. Boy, I would really love a rule right about now where you could just be like, yeah, you don't get to play EXs on turn 1 or up front on turn 1. Okay, put that in the card draw. Drop the trainer card. Because we want 1 Pokemon and 1 item. And I should want Finizen. But as long as we're here, with Frigibacks, we have Baxcalibur, and we have Rare Candy. We probably have to do that. We probably have to do this just to get some kind of well, I was going to say to get some kind of momentum started, but no, they've got Chien-Pao up and running, and Hailblade's about to put an entire issue in this thing. Alright, well, hey, there's Frigibacks again. How about that? Just stalled me the heck out for a turn. Otherwise, I'd have Baxcalibur right now, and we'd be absolutely rolling in it. But they're about to have Baxcalibur coming up this turn, and I'm going to be toast. But can I do something to... I'm gonna put Bibarrel out front. It has the same 2 retreat costs. Its attack is a little less lethal. It's kind of a very SOL situation at the moment with this start here. But then again, this is, you know, the Chien-Pao deck that they, you know, give you at pretty much at the start. And this is the Abomination that we just put together over the course of a half an hour. You know, as you do. I got 2 switches, so that's nice. And we got 5 energy. Time to just throw it all down. Going to leave Baxcalibur in the back for now. I'm going to have Hailblade take out the boy there. Wait a sec. That's 120, and I'm doing 120. Okay. I just had to make sure that I was doing my math right. Okay, buddy. So, we'll be okay on that front. Then next turn, I Shivery Chill, get some more energy in hand, I buddy to get... nothing actually. I can play my Beach Court, I have the Finizen, I have Irida. We have Energy Retrieval, so I can just pull back my energy, I can Shivery Chill. Okay, so that works. I can Beach Court. I'm just gonna throw that. I have 3 energy in bin, so energy retrieval. We do that. Okay, 2 in hand. We chain Pow. Take 2 to hand. Irida. Take the Palafin and I'll take the Prime. Why not? Okay, so we have the Prime Catcher there. That Excalibur is 160. I'm going to need to discard 3 energy to take it out. Do I care about the Excalibur more than I care about a Chien-Pao? Do I care about the Rain Dance ability, or do I care about... I probably care about their ability to get cards in hand. Either way, they have the ability to get cards in hand. That's still a problem, because they have 2 Chien-Paos. Yeah, they have the Chien-Paos already. I truly don't think I care. Alright. If I prime Catcher here, then they just bring in a Chien-Pao, or I force them to bring in a Chien-Pao. I off the Chien-Pao, I'm down more energy, they just bring up a Chien-Pao. Where if I take out the Excalibur, they still put up a Chien-Pao, but without having a rare candy and without having a Excalibur, which I can't have by drawing 1 card. Well, they do have the Bidoof. But I think I just take the Excalibur. I think I just... Yeah, because I'm discarding 3 energy for this. We just take out the Excalibur. They're going to go to 5 card... Oh no, Carefree Continence is not that at all. I was thinking the Bibarrel. The Bibarrel is the draw. The Bidoof is just prevent damage on the bench. But we take out the Excalibur. The last thing we need is for them to have that ability. $180. I gotta be honest, the one thing that I do not like about this client is literally the emotes. Everybody looks like the smarmiest asshole that you would have just slugged in the face in high school if you wouldn't have gotten in trouble for it. Alright, Chien-Pao is down. That's a reason for me to put up Finizen. And Beach Court is still there on my turn, so that's perfectly fine. We Palafin. And we can immediately retreat Palafin. Let me see what I can do with Candace here, because if possible, I'd like to roll a Chien-Pao. 7 cards, and I see 1 Finizen. This scenario, I want to retreat Palafin. Basic Pokemon. I was like, why did I lose energy? No, that makes every sense why. One Palafin EX in the deck, because the other one, of course, was in prizes, because why wouldn't it be? We cannot retreat this. We can only retreat 1 time per turn, apparently? Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm going to Prime Catcher. We're going to swap a Chien-Pao in. Okay, I can get back a Chien-Pao. I can Super Rod a bunch of energy back in. All right. Why is this stuck back here? I don't know. We're gonna take Chien-Pao. That was weird. I'm just going to do 3 energy. We don't need the Chien-Pao at this point. We already have a Chien-Pao. Finizen here can retreat. That's fine. Chien-Pao. We'll have you go up front. Guys, I think the game is having a moment. Yeah. The game is having a moment. Oh, that one's for the feedback. That one's for the feedback, for sure. That being said, so I can see why Palafin here would cause an issue with that. Like, I can see why Palafin would absolutely cause an issue with that. Because I don't think there are really any other cards. Well, no, there are some. But that's like the first one that I've actually used. That outright replaces, but I'm amazed that it chose to take on a Super Rod. Like, that makes no sense. Like, that makes absolutely no sense why it would do that. Unless it's something like the like they have it in the coding that like it takes the place of like the next card as well or something. I don't know. Like, I knew that something was weird when like Palafin was stacked up behind Super Rod. But that was not at all as intended. Come on. I just really like the Mimikyu sleeves. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, we have the Palafin coin. That's fine. Stadium choice. I want to reconsider. We can do a jamming tower. We can do Lake Acuity. Because Beach Court is just not as useful at this point. I thought it was, but Beach Court is not quite as useful as we were thinking. Let's go with the jamming tower, actually. Because we don't run any tools. We don't run any tools, and it might not be a bad idea to have it just to erase. Yeah, just to erase. Okay. So that's the deck right now. Let's leave it as is. We have 43 minutes, and let's go in and do this 2 attacks from water Pokemon. I want Palafin. And let's see what happens. Sure, we'll go first. Well, I see we both had the same struggle. 3? What the hell? Oh my god, we both had the same struggle. I get a bonus card, sweet. With that, I'd like to finish setting up, please. Thank you. Okay, you're playing a rote deck, and I look like I'm playing a rote deck for right now, but no, I'm not. That's all I have. I like how we literally built a deck just to do one Battle Pass mission, really. But I wanted to try to build a Palafin EX deck, honestly. You know, because like I said, Palafin was my first attempt at actually constructing a deck here. Yeah, there's that. No energy? Okay. I already have the rare candy in hand. So let's get silly. I know he's got the Charizard, so I'm going to do everything I can to shut that down in a hurry. So I'm going to go with the Excalibur. And I'm going to burn my Prime already. We're going to call out the Charmander, because I want to get the Charmander off the board, because that means he can't get the Charizard right away. I prefer that. Rare candy for Excalibur. I Shivery Chill. And then we Hail Blade for 1 and remove the Charmander from the board. I burned a lot for that, but that's one less turn that I have to deal with a Charizard EX. Because if he went to go fetch his Charizard EX, if he went to go fetch his Charizard EX, then he was already he already had a rare candy on board. Yeah, because he Ultra Balled the EXP share in the Professor's Research, specifically to get that. Specifically to get that Charizard. So now he's got the Charmander, and I have nothing I can do with that without the boss's orders. And I don't think I'm getting the boss's orders. We'll take the Palafin into hand. And I already have Excalibur. So I'm anticipating that Chien-Pao is going to go down. I'm going to take the Super Rod right now. Yes, I intend on only discarding one energy game. You don't have to keep asking me. Yep. Yep, knew that from 2 turns ago. Okay, and we have the Jamming Tower, so I'm going to take that away next turn. Palafin, you just a 1 retreat cost. Okay. So we'll throw Finizen out. We'll get our 0 to hero. Super Rod, load the deck back up. Okay, it was super cold. I only need to discard 2 energy here on Chien-Pao, because I know Chien-Pao is going to be the one that goes down. So I just need to do... actually... Yeah, it's fine if the Chien-Pao goes down, I think. Or, actually... No, we're going to Palafin. No, we can't. I can't retreat. Right, because I can only retreat once. I keep forgetting that. I feel like I can or have been able to retreat multiple times. Also, I didn't see that I had 360 on board. So you know what? I'll take that. I was thinking to myself that was going to have to be a 2-turn takedown. But then it's like, no, I had 6 energy on board. I was fine. I didn't have to worry about that. And there we go. Jamming Tower's still out. He can't max belt. He can Defiance belt, though. That is a thing. He currently only has Raging Claws for 30. If he has another Fire Energy, well, he can't. Right now, let's play them from hand. Oh, Jamming Belt shuts down that, or Jamming Tower shuts down the Defiance Band. So he doesn't have the bonus damage there. He needs another Fire Energy to do Bright Flame. Yeah, he couldn't figure out where to get that. So I think we're going to get this because I have Energy Retrieval here. I have Shivery Chill here. I have Super Cold here. Make sure it all goes on Chien-Pao. And then Chien-Pao's got 480 here. Arcanine EX goes down, 2 prizes, and we take it. Okay. So what did we learn with this deck? That Palafin actually did jack and nothing. So, this deck really just turned into Baxcalibur and Palafin, Baxcalibur and Chien-Pao EX with extra steps. Like, that's really all that happened there. That deck was literally just Chien-Pao and Baxcalibur doing their thing, and Palafin showed up and said, "My job here is done." But you didn't do anything. My job here is done. But you didn't do anything. Yeah, no. All that Palafin did was show up, evolve, and then leave. Palafin just went, "I am here. So you're going to do something, right? Nope, I'm going to retreat and let Chien-Pao do all the work." Yeah, it literally just turned into a Chien-Pao Baxcalibur deck. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because that combination is great. But, oh my goodness. Alright, Battle Pass, we got 5 packs off that, so... But yeah, Palafin is apparently not going to do anything. Which sucks, or maybe it just simply means I did the deck wrong. Because in the original Palafin deck, like I have like switches, and then I've got Unpheasant there to be the retreater, to enable Palafin to continue to attack. But there's nothing like that in here to encourage Palafin to continue to be, well, not continue to be at all, the attacker. I mean, it worked because Chien-Pao and Baxcalibur is still a hell of a combo. But the Palafin thing is just disappointing, really. 790 credits in that. You know, we'd happily take that. I like credits. I like money. I like money. Alright, there's Lance for that Dragon deck. And that's the third Luminous Energy. And the fourth one is... Oh, that's right, I pulled one. I pulled a Gold Luminous. That's right. Okay, we got in with 25 minutes to spare on that. So that worked out pretty well, actually. So... You know, we got away with one on that. I think us fighting a fire deck worked out in our favor. But also Chien-Pao one-shotting Charizard was really nifty. Now let's be silly. Let's play well, no, let's play Scizor. Let's play Scizor just because we can. And I know I spend a lot of time in tests and a lot of time in deck building. And I would like to spend more time actually like in actual like battles, like in actual games with like, you know, real games and not just, you know, against the meme of an AI. But the problem, not even problem, I kind of feel like there should be something. I feel like there should be a third type of matchmaking, where it's like, yes, you have competitive. Yes, you have. Okay, sure, Zacian, that's fine. Like, you have competitive ranked. You have casual, and that's great. But there ought to be a distinction in casual between like either like meta decks or like casual competitive intent and people that are homebrewing. Like, I much prefer playing my homebrews far more than literally anything. And it bothers me a little bit every time I just see... it bothers me a little bit when I just see the starter decks every time. Nest Ball, yeah, I'll take Heatran, that's fine. And you know what? I'm actually going to use a Jet Energy to put Heatran up front. Because that's defense, and that is the burn ability there. That's really all I want on that, so we'll just go, okay, if you want to attack, you can attack into a burn. We already got a win for the day. I'm just screwing around with one of my favorite builds on this one. Hey! Chien-Pao Baxcalibur! I feel like we've done this game! He's probably confused as hell. Why is there a Jet Energy on Heatran? And I don't blame them. I don't blame them in the slightest. I don't give a crap, but... You know, this will end up getting Metal Energy in the bin. I don't want to burn the Ultra Ball just because I don't have a target. I have a target, but I don't have a reason. And that's my problem. I'd like a reason as opposed to just a target. Because I can spend my Ultra Ball, I can go grab a Scizor right now, I can go grab Walking Wake right now, I can grab a freaking Beldum right now. But that's not, it's not really an effective use of the Ultra Ball. Okay, you about to draw me into a Metang? Okay, yep. There's Arctibax. You're going to Sharp Fin into Heatran, I think? If you do, I would love it if you attacked in to give 10, I take 20. Or give 10, take 20. That'd be wonderful. You're allowed. Probably reading the Heatran. Like, somebody actually plays this piece of crap? Okay, great. Hey, I only have to... Oh, I was going to say I only have to burn one Steel Energy. But no, that's a mandatory multiple. Let me roar, see what I get. I got a Beldum. And a Scyther, and I've got the Hyper Aroma next turn. I'm fine with that. Heatran doesn't need to attack, really. I mean, I'll let another 20 damage kick. That's fine. I don't want to burn 2 energy with, you know, if I don't have to. Maybe I could have burned the energy. Maybe I could have burned the energy to not have to deal with Excalibur. But next turn I do have guaranteed Scizor EX. And Heatran is only a 1 prize knockout, so I'm fine on that end. He probably does not want Excalibur up front right now. I mean, even if he Buster Tails, Heatran's still gonna live. Yeah, because Full Metal Lab is still out. He has to get rid of Full Metal Lab. So I can actually put the Steel Energy on Heatran. And still burn that out. What's that legacy there? Ah! There you go. So Chien Pao is only going to be a 1 prize card. Okay. Yeah, Excalibur is loaded. For 130, he needs to discard 5 energy. Because the first is free. And you're weak to steel, so Heatran's going to do double damage next turn if Heatran lives, if you don't burn all 5 water energy there. Oh, right, that was 60 per. For some reason, I thought it was 30 per. That's okay. Okay. I'm only going to get 2 stage 1s out of this, but this is acceptable. Actually, I can just take all 3. Which somehow, all the rest are all in prizes. Okay, and burning 1 is going to be worth 240, which is really all I want, so that's fine. And yeah, we're just going to take Chien-Pao out. I'll only get 1 prize on this because of that energy, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But it's Chien-Pao off the board. Which is really kind of the key on that whole thing. And a Heatran. So I've got, in my 5 prizes left, I have 2 Metang and a Scizor EX. And you have some work to do to get this Scizor off the board. Because Chien-Pao is going to require 5 energy to get it done. And I don't know what your 2 cards are. You're going to... You have to have a switch to get Baxcalibur out. Or you Super Cold 2 energy now. Retreat Baxcalibur. Give up those 2 energy. Shivery Chill Chien-Pao to find 2 energy. You're not going to have 5 energy on board. There you go. Not that I thought that conclusion was going to be any sure thing by any stretch. No, absolutely not. But I think he realized that there was probably not a whole lot of options he had to win things back. Because I've got my engine fully on board, and he was down to 2 cards in hand, with, I'm assuming then, no energy to work with, so to speak. Because he didn't have the means to search for energy, and I'm assuming that he had two dead cards in hand then. And then by the time he would have had a footing, I was loaded up, so... I mean, I like the Chien-Pao deck. I like going against the Chien-Pao deck sometimes. But I admit I kind of feel like I had a lock on that one. But neither here nor there. What are we approaching? 2.5 hours? I know we went for almost 4 hours last time. What are you doing down there? Peyton's down here hanging out, wrapped under the blankets. Do I have time for... I probably don't have time for another one right now, because it's got to be lunch, and I got a couple errands I still got to run today, this afternoon. So, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up right here. This was a lot of fun, and I think we have something here. I think we have a Saturday morning thing going on here. I think we have a thing, because I like building decks. I like talking about my deck building process. I like talking about what goes into certain decks. Obviously, I like playing certain decks. And honestly, I really like this deck. I've been trying to fine-tune it to make it more stable and more consistent as we go here, and I think we've got something to a degree. I'm showing the list on the right side here. If anybody watching this after the fact wants to try this list. We got 3-2 on Scizor and Scizor. We've got the one Walking Wake, which is just in here to take advantage of Heatran. If you really wanted to, you could take this set of 3, this Wake and Heatran suite, and figure out something else with it. In fact, Wake, Heatran, and Energy Search are literally all in there just to take advantage of Wake. You could cut that entire suite of 4 cards there. You could go a 4th Scizor, 3rd Scizor, and then even put in like 2 Arven or something. You know, you could put in a 3rd Boss's Order. You could put in a 3rd Roar. You could put in a 2nd Kieran. And Kieran is honestly not a bad call for this deck either, because it's either a switch or you get some extra oomph against the EXs in a deck that quite honestly needs a little extra oomph against the EXs. So, you know, those are extra possibilities there. You're definitely more than welcome to obviously, you know, do whatever you want with your own decks and your own builds. Like I said, I put in Heatran to make use of Walking Wake and the Energy Surge to ensure that I could make use of Walking Wake. But, like I said, you've got so many directions that you could go with those 4 cards free. And even 6 cards, you wouldn't have to run the Water Energy. You would have a whole nother suite of Pokemon. You would have a whole ton of extra trainer cards. You could have an extra Metal Energy in there in place. There's a whole bunch of builds that you could do with that, and I might even tinker with those. You know, like there's any number of things that you can do, especially, you know, when you're talking about a block of literally like 5 or 6 cards. I would probably try to aim in the Pokemon set for at least a little bit. Without Wake and Heatran, you could run something like Ursaluna EX with Blood Moon, might give you a late game option. Like I said, I like Heatran because it's a tank. That's just me. Again, you obviously don't have to do that. I mean, you could even run Chansey Blissey if you wanted to. There's literally nothing that could... there's nothing that couldn't house Chansey and Blissey. It may not be the best application in the deck, but it certainly could not. It certainly wouldn't hurt the deck. Obviously, Hyper Aroma makes the deck. Once you get Metang and Scizor, you pretty much have license to do literally anything you want at that point. But let's just keep on scrolling through here, because I want to see if we can't, find some of these, extra useful options here. Steel Pokemon is not exactly, like a ton necessarily. You definitely have base Goldango as an option. You may not have you may not have Goldango EX just because Metang goes to hand, or goes to directly to the bench, directly to Pokemon. You wouldn't want Goldango EX there, but Goldango base maybe. Just in case you find a whole bunch of Metal Energy in your hand, Goldango might help you dump that there. Scintillating Surfing could definitely have some use made of Metang's ability there. Only problem is it's a stage 1, and you're talking about replacing up to 5 cards with like a stage 1 suite, which is a little on the rough side there. But that's what you'd be doing with that collection of cards there. But Goldango base there might be a it's certainly an energy sink. We can definitely say that. It's certainly an energy sink. Because in this particular deck, where you don't exactly have much to just like keep dumping energy, Goldango might not be a bad option there. And the good news is that both Gimmighoul's operate on colorless energy, so you could run this one here for Call for Family. You could run this one for Call for Family, which would help you find the Beldum, help you find the Scyther, even put Zacian on there to help you find more energy. So that's definitely a possibility there. In fact, you know what? Let me duplicate this deck real quick. And let's try this. Let's take out this Walking Wake suite, because that's using a Pokemon that may not be at the peak of things necessarily. We probably then drop a Jet Energy too. And then if we come back up here, okay, and that gives us 5 to work with. And Goldango should just be 400. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then I have one more energy I can use in there too. That's a reason now for us to run Buddy Buddy, because now we have Gimmighoul and Beldum there. The Goldango also gives us another Hyper Aroma target, which I'm happy about, so we can operate on that front too. I'm gonna stick with the 3/2, 3/2, and then the Beldum suite there is 4/4/1 still, which is still really nice. So we can go with this. And at this point, then we may be high on. Well, we may not actually need Ultra Ball, really, but I don't know. Let me do one test real quick of this, and we'll see what it looks like. We'll just do test. We won't do full game, because after this, we're going to wrap things up. I just wanted to wrap this up while I was kind of still, thinking about it. Alright, well, we get to, wow, see everything right away. Gosh. We'll put the Scizor out, because the Scizor has the most HP. And we already have 3 basics, so Call for Family is not the biggest one here. So this is us just putting our wall out. We're going to have Metang already. We're going to have Scizor already. We don't need Hyper Aroma on this opening draw. Although, to be honest, Hyper Aroma would not hurt. Just because the ability to see more... Oh, that's actually going to cost us pretty hefty there. Yeah, that cost us our Metang. Our Metang. But we're going to have Scizor. We're going to be okay for the moment here. We're actually going up against the Goldingo EX decks, so... Get basics, so I'll throw that, I'll throw that. We'll drop Beldum. Drop a Metal Energy on Scizor. And Steel Wing. It really is nice when they have to do 80 damage before they can even touch you. So Scizor is a brilliant defensive option, ironically enough. Like, Scizor plus Full Metal Lab right now is minus 80 damage. And Crossbreaker is basically what you use when you have to get something off the board. But otherwise, you can... feel a little more content to just Steel Wing your way through things. Alright, boxed order. That's a curious one as far as this being, like, turn ending. In boxed order, I'm honestly not that thrilled about going forward here. I think for this turn, the amount of setup value that I can get is absolutely incredible. Because I've got 3 Beldums on board that I can have be Metangs. We're going to do it. We're going to boxed order. It'll end our turn, but we're doing okay. I mostly just want to see if I can get away with this. Buddy, no. Ultra Ball, no. Super Rod, no. Switch, no. Nest Ball, no. Energy Retrieval, no. Second item card is a little confusing. We'll take the Ultra Ball. That's fine. That might be one of the instances where an Arvin might have been better served. I think the boss's orders was literally just to be a boss's orders. Okay, so we have the Jet Energy. I have a Hyper Aroma. I have 2 Beldum. I have a Gimmighoul. It's dark, and I'm wearing sunglasses. Let's see what happens. I want 2 Metang, and I want 1 Goldengo. We already have a fully loaded Scizor, so I'm not concerned about getting a second one. I just want my energy, and then my energy dump. And then I'll just Jet Energy whoever I want to get this Beldum out of here. Or I have the Kieran, actually. I've got the Kieran. I gotta remember that. I got the Kieran. Nothing in the 4. Okay. Let's Jet Energy the Goldengo up. This is a Goldengo test, so let's Goldengo test. So I could Lavish Hospitality for the 2 energy I have. I can also just flip 2 coins and try and knock out Kirlia. And at least Goldengo doesn't discard any energy. So that's nice. That being said, I don't want to try to get away with too much with Goldengo in a situation where I don't have to. This would be a situation where if Gimmighoul stays out, I Kieran into Scizor and I just, well... Language is a thing. It would be a situation where it would have been a situation where I just Scizor and Steel Wing. As it is, this is going to be a situation where I probably try to take a home run swing with Goldengo. Okay, we're going to Scizor onto our other Scyther. So we have those 2. I'm going to get some energy in hand. Or get some cards in hand, rather. We got 2 energy in that set. Sorry, 1 second here. Okay, sorry about that. Just have to do a little lunch order later. Okay, I'm just going to start pouring energy onto Goldango here, I think. Second Scizor will be loaded too. Everybody's loaded. I still have my Steel Energy in hand too. So, Goldango. There we go. Alright, I mean, I wouldn't try to, you know, do anything crazy with this if I didn't have two fully loaded Scizors behind. But this is the time when you do try this. So I have 6, it's 80 each, there's minus 30. So I need 4 hits. That's just the game being lazy right there. Yeah, this is a turn where Goldango where EX just smokes Goldango off the board. Really? Only 70? You only had 2 energy off that entire thing. I mean, I guess. I still feel like 6 energy on Goldango is way more than enough. Just let me see how many I hit off this. 0. Okay, that's fine. We're still flipping 6 coins. This is still hilarious. Just need 2 hits. Yep. Now I get the 4 hits. All that for a Kirlia that you can't even play, huh? And then you discard the Kirlia that you just drew for that. You see what I mean with this thing being an absolute meme? It just is. Okay, Corkscrew Punch does 0 because Full Metal Lab. And now we got a full house down here, and that's just fantastic. So we have 2 prizes. There is a Goldango in back with nothing. I'm going to try to roll 7 coins and get that. I'm going to try to roll 8 coins and get that. I'm going to roll 9 coins to try to get that. At this point, it's literally a 50-50 shot to get it or not get it. And this is just to end the game, and also there is a... Yeah. It is actually an upset if I don't get this. Nice. Four to do it. Got it. So I think we learned Goldango base plays. I think we're okay with this. So that's really neat. But alright. I think that's literally everything I wanted to do right now, and I have to go take off and take care of lunch. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here right now. I think that's everything I've got, so yeah, we're good. Everything's in there, the deck is built. That's pretty neat. I have 2 and 2. Huh. I thought I hit 3. You know, that's a problem for... That's a problem for hours from now, Steven, to figure out. Current Steven needs to figure out lunch and then go deliver lunch to his wife at work. So I'm going to go ahead and take off here. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out today. This is an absolute blast, and I think we've got something here as far as something to do on Saturday mornings. So I will see you guys probably next Saturday, I think. Should be. Because the Saturday after we're out. We're on vacation. But I think we've got something enjoyable here. And I'll see you guys next week then. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good day. See you later.